That was actually good. I like that.
Oh dear.
Yeah, well, the thing
But
is,
I am very embarrassed.
Why should you
All
be
of us
embarrassed? You
should
shouldn't
be.
be embarrassed. Listen,
You should,
should.
because
See, what-
it didn't need to get to
yeah,
that.
well, it did.
It's
well,
a
it is
collective
there.
destiny.
Yeah, well, it's
from
there
the president
now, so
to the man on the street.
no problem, but it's there now. And that is a beautiful report. Thank you, guys. I like that. See, listen, something has to give.
Yeah.
Yeah. Something, as we said earlier on, these girls are not fighting for themselves. They are like representing all the Nigerians who are involved in this
They've had it up to
exactly.
here.
So what did you expect them to do? After winning the trophy, I watched that game and I just said these girls were lucky to have done it. They won the trophy, and then they come home and you say, no, it's not ready yet. We can't do this.
They won't believe you.
When I was looking at the girls playing, I said, you guys, you better mind how you're doing because you're going to have children. And Nigeria is not going to give a hoot if something happens to you and you cannot have children.
We're losing more than we're seeing at the moment. The reason is that you're trampling on your patriotism. The younger people that are watching this, there are people watching this all over the world. We are trampling on ourselves for no just reason.
But
a little proactive planning.
But the thing is, did people not see this coming someday? Someday.
It's on social media.
Exactly.
It's a global village now. I don't think our administrators quite understand.
No, you see,
there's a paradigm shift in terms of communication.
Someday this must happen.
Yeah.
So you can't continue
But it need not happen because we've articulated the solutions. All we need is the political will. And I'm saying this $1.7 million we've just given out, 900 million, can we start there? Let them return or even publish how they spend this money. I challenge them to publish it in the newspaper so that we can cleanse ourselves once and for all. And then we should stop throwing money at problems.
You've said that so many times.
Money is not the
solution.
issue.
Okay.
Is your planning, is your policy framework so that any minister and any Nigerian can be minister. Is that once you come in, you follow through. And then you have your platform for private sector, public sector participation, which is your Team Nigeria. Man it with private sector practitioners that must ask for accountability of the money.
But Dan, isn't this the general problem in our country?
It's everywhere.
Go.
The thing is, when you say...
A minister comes in, the policy changes.
Can I say something?
Even halfway through his term, he changes the policy again.
So, you see, that's what I'm saying.
For
so
confusion,
you put the policy there. There is no pressure from anywhere for the minister to stick to the policy. As long as he does something different, I can pretend as if it's working while he's there. That's what will happen.
For example, the presidential committee I served in, we advised that this thing should be enacted as a law. Because a simple framework.
That's it.
It's very simple. But you see, it goes somewhere. Somebody short circuits it. I tell you what I saw as a private person coming into sports. Like I've used the word labyrinthine before. That is exactly what it is. It's a maze. And then over the years, you keep hitting your head on the wall and wondering what's going on. We've come to the conclusion, some of us, these things are contrived, orchestrated, and targeted to confuse me and you. Because there's no need for crisis management.
Exactly,
in a competition,
who is contriving?
There are a few
4
people.
years' time.
Yes,
Let's take
all
the
these
Olympics.
competitions.
Yes.
In 4 years, I give you an example. We had a disaster in London. We had a disaster in Rio.
Yes, sir.
Where is the plan for the next Olympics? That is all we are asking for. It's not money.
Yes,
but I bet you, come 4 years' time, we're going to spend millions of dollars.
Whose fault is that?
A policy framework.
So who put the policy framework in place?
The presidency has just given $1.7 million. Can they ask for results? Can they insist that you don't give people money unless you give them benchmarks for success? For example, in athletics, where I've held sway, why pay to Americans thousands of dollars for years?
Okay.
What did you give them as benchmark for success? Okay, we lost in London, no medal in athletics. We've lost in Rio, no medal in athletics. You're still paying them thousands of dollars. Meanwhile, I have coaches every day. I can mention a few names. Brown Ebewele is in Benin, hitting himself on the wall to bring up younger athletes. That is your conveyor belt of success. Tony Osheko is in Lagos every day at the University of Lagos. This is a person that has brought us Olympic medals through Falila Ogunkoya. There's Tobias Igwe in the East. He is a grassroots General Simon, as it were. Chioma Ojunwa, Mary Onyali, name them.
They brought them up.
Take it further. We have a bipartisan relationship with Cuba, small Cuba, to give us technical assistance, no money to be paid. Why can't we dust up these things instead of just throwing money at things? The presidency is there now. They've just given this money, but we've suffered the calamitous PR and branding disaster already.
Do you know
it
something,
is there
Dan?
for life.
You keep talking about this. You keep talking about this PR disaster. Nigeria itself is a PR disaster. I mean,
No. Don't look at it that way, because sports is like that.
Yes.
I've given the JJ's example. There are others. You tell somebody you're from Nigeria, he may be looking at the sky, but you tell him that Chioma Ojunwa, he says, oh, the girl, oh, that jump.
Yeah.
You tell him Kanu Nwankwo, oh, Arsenal.
Yes.
So that's why I'm saying, let them remove sports from this our general whatever, because sports can fund itself. Sports is a mega business today, where you're paying one player maybe 50 million pounds. Why can't Nigeria leverage on it, particularly now?
Now, can I tell you
we're
something?
looking at
Go ahead.
other areas.
Go ahead.
Dan, I'm glad you mentioned athletics, because I'm very interested in athletics, and all this that has been happening at the Olympics I have found very disheartening. Now, the conduit which was breeding athletes for Nigeria has been killed.
It's dead.
The track and field.
Yes.
Now, but we need to go to the Olympics.
Back to school sports. Yes.
We need to groom athletes.
We have people that are experts in it. I mentioned a few coaches that I know that I work with.
How are we going to do it on a scale that will keep just pushing them out to go represent Nigeria?
You see, this confusion of lack of policy is a recipe for confusion, is a recipe for disaster. Go back to your school sports. Do your Team Nigerian concept. For example, when I was in athletics, there was a time Maltina brand took relay all over Nigeria. That thing touched close to 200,000 children.